I would say for the people that are on the fence that are saying, is this too good to be true? I think the question really that they're asking is will it work for me? And I think it really comes down to, do they have enough of belief in themselves to jump out of the boat and swim with everybody else? So I say to trust yourself and take that risk and jump out into the water with everyone else. There's a lot more people out there. Even if you don't know how to swim, there's people out there that'll teach you how to swim. That's not a big deal at all. And you don't sometimes realize that until you're on the other side. And I would say to go all in. Like, I procrastinated for so long, and we talk about it all the time. We wished we had done it earlier. Mm-hmm. I wish we had done it months or a year earlier.
Welcome back to another episode of Vetted Homes. We are so excited to highlight two of our very special Vetted Homes members, Shayla and Dominique McCarthy. They are amazing. They are in Texas, and they are crushing it with IMTR and life and family and all the things. We just wanted to highlight them and share a little bit about who they are. Before we do any of that, how you guys doing today?
We're doing quite well. We're doing quite
good.
well.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we were saying before, kiddos are at home and just kind of hanging out, and babies sleep, and it's prime time for us to get on here. So,
and you guys are actually in one of your rental properties right now, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 4 minutes down the street from our house.
That's so cool.
That is
so cool. So maybe catch us up on just how you first heard about insurance midterm rentals and sort of got started in the game.
How'd you do that?
So we know Jackie and Jason McClure. Obviously, you guys do as well. We go to church with them, and he's actually more the entrepreneurial than I am. I'm more risk adverse. But I was like, babe, what do they do? We need to find out what they do, because we've done so many businesses, multi-level marketing, network, anything, you name it, we've tried. And so we knew we didn't want to keep trading our time for money for the rest of our lives and working a normal 9-to-5 job. And so we've done lots of different ventures. And finally, I kept, getting little tidbits from them. And then one day I was like, can I just meet you for coffee? And I actually recorded the conversation. I was like, I'm recording this, by the way.
Yeah. We're in Texas. It's a one-party state. I'm telling you here. So.
But I did tell her, and she laughed. And I talked to him about it. He still was kind of like, we'll see. And then finally, what really triggered it, to be honest, was he was up for a promotion at work that everybody thought he was the shoe-in for. He has had 7 years plus experience in that industry, like all this stuff. And he didn't get it. They kind of backdoored him and put someone in from another state. And that was the fuel that he needed to be like, okay, what else are we going to do? Because I don't want this job forever. So he told me, call Jackie and Jason. I'm like, no. Not just going to call them. It's put your money where your mouth is at this point. So either we're doing it or we're not. And he was like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah. She had, like, just to kind of go off of what she was saying, I had heard about what Jackie and Jason were doing, and she had talked to me about it in bits and pieces, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Sometimes when work life is doing really well and you think you have the most flexible schedule in the world, you're making a lot of money, it becomes kind of one of those things where it's, that's nice. I mean, that's cool. That's what they're doing, but we're good. And, and you think you got it all. And then how quickly that stuff ends up crumbling and falling apart. In sales, you can have a really great year, and then the next year management will cut your territory straight in half or in thirds, and you have to start all over. And they're happy about it because they have a couple more employees to work for them, and you have to pick up all the pieces and build it all up again. And that's kind of what happened. So I was looking forward to a promotion to get out of that. And like you said, I kind of got backdoored a little bit, but it's turned out to be the best situation that could have happened for us, because I don't think there was anything else that would have happened. I don't know if it would have pushed me enough to want to do this.
That's awesome. So what, do you guys have any real estate background, or why?
We don't.
No. Which is why we thought we couldn't do it.
Yeah, so we don't have any real estate background. We actually don't even own our own home. We rent. So we were in the process of trying to buy our own home. And then we both said we can't do both at the same time, which Jason came out with another video talking about that, how it could set you back. And so we chose to put that on hold and go for this instead. And we used all of our savings and jumped headfirst into learning with the course and just going for it and learning something totally different that we had no background on. My family is all business owners, but traditional business owners, brick and mortar. So no.
Yeah, that's interesting too. So how did your family feel when you guys were like, this is what we're going to go for?
We didn't tell them at first.
No, we really didn't. I don't think we told them until we had the house and it was pretty much done. And then we sent photos and they were like, what? What are you talking about? Well, let me take that back. My wife's family, we did that with. My mom living here locally, she kind of knew because we were asking her to watch the kids several times. So she knew.
Yeah.
But
they were obviously, half my side of the family is more blue collar. The other half are entrepreneurs. Yeah. And so my mom was like, what are you doing? That's such a big risk. And I said, no. Like, they've built this course. They're helping us. There's a community, it'll be fine. And it has. It's turned out great. We started last July is when we signed up for the course. And then we got our LLC in August, like the month right after. And we got our first property. We found it the end of September, but we signed October 1st and we didn't get keys till the 15th. So we had 2 weeks, which really helped us to prepare and get all this furniture because we negotiated her painting the whole house for us, which was awesome. We didn't have to do that on our time or dime. Yeah.
Baller move.
And so yes, so it was able super quick and it just went so fast. And we also had puppies at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
And
don't
the 4
recommend
kids.
doing that.
Yeah, don't.
If I would do that portion all over again, it would be without puppies.
Yeah.
So you guys started almost a little over a year ago.
Yes.
And where are you guys at now? So you quit your W-2, right, Shaler?
Yes. Yeah. So I left my W-2 in March.
It'll be 6 months on the 10th.
Yeah, in March. We have 3 properties now. This is actually the first one that we got into. So yeah, we're at 3 right now. 2 of them are occupied, obviously. One of them we're waiting on it to happen any day now. I know we post our properties on Airbnb, and this one actually should be slipping into being a guest favorite any day now.
Yeah, the last day was insurance, but through Airbnb.
Yeah. So we've just made sure to, if we can grab a review, we try to get a review as much as possible because we've seen how much it's really helped us, especially since one of our other properties became a guest favorite and how busy that got. So and that's how we found the 9-month deal.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
So zero properties last year to 3 in 1 year.
Yes.
And all of them are arbitrage?
All of them are arbitrage.
Yep.
That is amazing. That's hustle right there. That is so awesome. So I'm curious, just on a real life, day to day, how would you say your life has changed? Quality of life, no W-2 to now you are essentially IMTR hosts full time.
I would say the first thing that we really realized, being home together at the same time, how beneficial that really was for not only us, but just our children as well. We've seen a huge shift in the house overall.
Our 2-year-old is the most vocal we've had, and everything is, where'd daddy go? Mommy, daddy, where'd daddy go? Every time, because he's so used to him being home now.
Yeah. Anytime we leave, we can be gone for 10 minutes. And when he opens the door, he's always like, Dad, like so happy. And I mean, we love it. We're like, we're going to ride this as long as we possibly can, because I know this stage only lasts so long. But no, it's changed a lot for us. We've loved the ability, the flexibility to kind of go when we want to go. We were originally from California before we moved to Texas, and we have a lot of family out there. And to be able to go and do that and not have to ask for time off or see if it fits in. I mean, the industry that I come from, if you leave during the busy season, it's just really frowned upon. It's harder to leave. They don't want you gone for so long because your competitors come in and take your business from underneath you. So not having that weight on my shoulders has been great. And I would say, we both said this, it's not just me saying this. We both actually talked about this before, but that our marriage has really never been greater. It has been the last 6 months.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know that's one of my favorite things. We love working together, and we work really well together. More so because I'd like to do all the things, and he's so patient with all my ideas and reining me in. But it's so fun to do life. Like you said, our kids are around, we're around with them. And I just, there's nothing to replace that. And I will never regret being just with them and around, and working together is so fun. So I love that. Even in the crazy times when you're furnishing and you're like, there's so much to do. How long is this going to take? You're staying up till, midnight some nights, but it's kind of fun. I think it's fun. Maybe it's not fun for everyone. I didn't enjoy that part, the hustle of getting it all ready.
Yeah, we tend to power through. Usually every single time we've gotten a property, the moment we get keys, it's usually a week, 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. It's just hard sprinting till 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, most nights are 1 a.m. and because we'd rather just get it done and not worry about it.
And I am definitely more the gullible person, and I take people for face value. And Jackie was like, when we got this house, you have everything in the garage. You could do it in the one weekend. Book the photographer for Monday. Okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I pushed them out, but we had to do it. We got it done in 5 days.
The first house.
Don't recommend that.
No.
It was a lot.
That was 3, 4 a.m. nights.
Yeah. But typically,
I mean, Vetted Homes 90 plus members, and you guys still have the record for the smallest budget ever in furniture. And that 5-day turnaround is got to be a record too.
So, okay. But in all honesty, it really goes down to, I know you guys say this all the time. It goes down to how much you're willing to put in, time and effort. If you want to go to the store, you're going to pay more, but you're going to get it done much faster. Mm-hmm. We did everything. I would say 90% of this house is Facebook Marketplace, other than the stuff that we had to buy brand new. We're not Facebook Marketplacing sheets and towels, but, even the decor in the back, all of that I got for $100 on Marketplace. We definitely had to drive.
I had to drive.
He had to drive.
Not we. There's no we in the business driving.
She was with you in spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You tell me where to go.
Yeah.
I think the furthest drive was 3 hours.
Yep.
But it was well worth it. I knew the quality of the stuff. It was a bed, a day bed with a trundle and both mattresses, and they looked perfect and brand new. Yeah. So we definitely drove around. Mm-hmm. So it was not necessarily easy or fast, but it was well worth it in the end, budget wise.
I think we learned in that if it's $100 more, just spend the $100. It was cool. If you're on a budget, cool, that's fine. But your time is so worth it. The $100 for the peace of mind to not go 2 hours away to go grab something. If you could do it and you could swing it, I say do it.
Yeah.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Learn the hard way as well.
So just for the benefit of our audience, what was the final number for the budget?
Do you want
all you?
Hold on. I will be down to the penny for you.
How many bedrooms and bathrooms was that one?
Okay, so this one
You guys can still see us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. She's
okay,
just
sorry, I'm
the
pulling
PDF.
it up on my. Okay, so this house that we're in, which was our first house, it's 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's 2210 square feet. It's a single story. And it is, let me see. Okay, I gotta get my calculator because I literally have like, expenses.
Hieroglyphics on a sheet.
He always laughs.
I need a crash course just to learn this stuff because I have no idea.
Okay, so
she's very complex and breaks everything down.
So good.
Keep in mind when I say furnishing, because I put all this under the furnishing bubble, I mean everything, as in we had to replace a couple blinds. We had to put mulch in the front. We had to take off the front door and sand it and stain it. Like, so I mean, like all of that. It was $7,396.68.
That is impressive.
Like drop right there.
That's like a living room in a place I do sometimes.
Unbelievable.
That's really cool. I love it.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and I love it. There's the spectrum. Like you can do that and hustle and go everywhere, and it's possible. It really is. Or you do the other end and real high end and buy it all, have it shipped, or even put together. Some companies will come in and put it all together for you as well. And you could spend, 20 to probably up to $100,000 depending how fancy you are.
Yeah. But I think what the biggest thing is, like for the everyday person who maybe has no experience, really doesn't have a ton of cash flow, you can still do this. You just have to put in a little bit more work in the beginning. And then as we've gotten to house number 2,
we've gotten better.
Spent more for sure.
Well, I don't want to correlate spending more with doing better, but it's we've noticed with each home we know what we like, what we don't like, but it's also given us ideas to come back to, because even in this home we come back after not being in it because it was booked for 7.5 months. So our first booking went 7.5 months, and we were doing, I think it was we got $8,800 a month or something like that for that long, which is awesome. But we came back and we're going, okay, we furnished a second home, and you start to realize the things that you're missing, or, oh man, this looks too naked. This wall needs something on it now. When it looked great when you first did it, because it was the first one, okay, cool. But it's cool how you learn as you go, and then you see other people's homes, and you, because I know in the group we share the link to all of our card sites, and looking through that, we get ideas on what we want to do next, what we like, what we dislike. So I feel like it's ever evolving, but we've learned a lot. So
I love it. I'm going to take a quick second and just plug card websites for those listening who have Airbnb sites or midterm rentals, and you want just your own site that you can share your photos on. It's called card.com, CARRD.co. Sorry, not com. .co. And you can make a one-page website, and it really is incredibly helpful, super easy to do. And it's great to share with families looking to stay in your property, especially with insurance rentals. They want to see what it looks like, but you don't necessarily want to send them, your Airbnb listing or something like that. So anyways, sorry, little sidebar.
No,
you're good. You're good.
And I was going to say, it really just adds value to what you guys have created, with Vetted Homes in the community, because we can bounce ideas off each other. We can look at each other's properties and get, even I know some people, I did it with our second house. I have no idea what to do with this room. I need help, guys.
I know that's one of my favorite things about our community is people are so willing to share and help each other. And it's not competition. It's like, let's all do this together and make amazing homes together and take ideas and steal ideas. Like it's beautiful. I love that. And I know you guys are amazing in the community as well, sharing things that you've learned. And wow,
you gotta do everything we can to keep on top of that leaderboard.
I love it. Yes.
Just slightly competitive, right?
Just a little bit. Maybe even from the start. I mean, secretly deep down, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm liking all this stuff. I'm doing this.
I love it.
It's like, why? Like, we're number one, babe. We got to stay number one.
Well, for somebody who's never heard of Vetted Homes and doesn't really know anything about who we are and what we do, I mean, hit us with the brutal, honest truth. Like, what was that like when you first got your login, when you first accessed the course, to your first booking? Like, maybe talk about just a learning experience and how was it easy? Was it hard? Like, kind of your experience in general.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
So I'm very detail oriented, probably like type A personality. I love my checklist. So I actually loved the way the course was set up because it kind of gives you that satisfaction of, oh, I did that part and I did this part. And so that part was great. Everything was laid out specifically. It had, the little, what do you call it, like headers of each section, and you kind of could get a feel for what you were learning. I always tell people that there's huge value in it because of all the resources that you guys offer. So all the things that you've already taken the time to put together, the checklist of what you need, or I know, Jason, you did the, like the inspection stuff and just different things from your background that you've brought in. And so I love all of that. And I always tell people how invaluable that is. Like, there's so much value in that you're getting. So I know for me, that was huge. And I was like, yes, I love this, all these resources.
Yeah. And I think for me, and I'm sure you guys have gone through and seen stuff like this before, right? Where there are times where you can get into something and you go, man, I could have just did that on my own. Like, I could have figured that out on my own. Like, I could have, and this is not one of those things. Like, I honestly, if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't have the confidence to do it at all. I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, even if you kind of briefly told me what you were doing and who you were talking to, because I know we do run into that sometimes. We'll run into landlords where they're going, well, what do you do? And I know, like, 99% of them are not going to actually do it because they don't know exactly what to do step by step. They're just curious. And as soon as they realize all these other things are in place, like, oh man, I really, there's far more to this than I thought. Usually people kind of back off, and that would be me. Like, I'm not the type of person to really follow through on something unless I have step by step on how to do it. And without the course, we wouldn't have been able to do what we're doing. And the course did that for us. I let her check all the boxes because she likes to check boxes. But it's been highly beneficial to us. I had one person ask me, would you do it all over again? And I was like 150%. So, I mean, where else could you be cash flowing on 3 properties?
That's so cool.
Within a year. I don't know anywhere else where you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, how soon did you see a return on your investment?
So our initial house, because the way it booked, which I was, again, things that I'm learning or learned, was they paid out for 2 months. So in that first check, we already had made back pretty much everything we spent on furnishing and getting things up and ready. I would say it was like the 2.5. So here's the big debate. Okay. I say it took 3 months. He says it took 2.5 because he doesn't count the security deposit
that I'm getting back.
He's going to get it
potentially
back
at some point in the future. So in my mind, the money's kind of still sitting there.
Yeah.
So that's like the.
But I get what she's saying, though.
That's like our big debate back and forth. Because I'm like, no, we invested that money. So essentially by the end of month 3, for sure, we were in the green, making money.
Which got us into the second home.
Yeah, I would say month 4 and 5, like already we were just saving money. We had already paid back everything we spent. We were already making money.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's so cool. You have your own business. That's so fun.
Yeah.
I feel like this part people don't realize they're creating a business, and it's so exciting and something outside of the box, unique and original that pays really well. So fun.
Yeah.
Well, we're proud of you guys for sure.
Absolutely.
It's been
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So I want to talk a little bit about arbitrage because I feel like we get so many questions about that. do I have to own a property to do what you guys do? And you don't have to own a property, clearly. So I just want to hear kind of your experience with arbitrage. And obviously, that's a learning curve, learning how to come to landlords and present what you're wanting to do, especially on your first one. Just would love to hear you guys talk about that process a little bit or share.
Yeah.
I'll let him talk more, because on the first house, he was like, but you're the woman and they're nicer sometimes to you.
I don't remember saying that.
And then we quickly learned, no, you're the salesperson and you do much better.
Yeah. So it's like with anything. The moment as soon as I understand, okay, how to have these conversations, or what's the proper way of going about it? What angle should I take? What things should be said, not be said? What things are to be said in person? What things are to be said only on the phone? Like, as soon as I got all of the framework from Jason McClure, I really peppered him with questions in the very beginning on how do I have that type of conversation. The first, I'm not gonna lie, that maybe the first 2 or 3 were choppy, but after like the third or fourth, I'm like, okay, I know how to do this. I know how to talk to these people. And we've done it a variety of different ways. I mean, I've told people straight over the phone what we do. We try to get people in person to have that conversation.
And the reason for that is, if you're in person, they get a feel for you, they get to know you, they
can read you,
like a name to a face, versus on the phone, you're just another phone call to them.
Yeah. And these guys get pitched often, sometimes, on people trying to take their homes and use it as a business. So learning how to differentiate yourself from that and become an asset to them rather than a potential liability is something that we've really learned from all of you guys. And it's become fun, honestly, to me. I mean, I enjoy that part. I would say the back end portion of things, Dominique tends to handle that, as far as, payments, what bills are due, things like that. I handle a lot of the front end type of things with dealing with landlords and stuff like that, and getting into a property, securing a property, and getting them to say yes to me. That doesn't mean it doesn't come with no's. You do get quite a few no's from people, but the yeses that we have had have been great. I mean, the landlords love us. They're very hands off. They're non-intrusive. They just kind of let us do our thing. And really, it comes back to them being sold on the fact that, we're going to take better care of their homes than a typical long-term tenant is going to take care of their homes. We're going to be an asset to them every single time somebody moves out. We're going to be in there making sure the stuff's painted again. The floors are cleaned. Everything's from top to bottom's cleaned by the cleaners. And if there's damage, we're going to make sure that we get that taken care of. If there's stuff wrong with the carpet, we're going to get that fixed. And then if we have to, we'll file a claim if it gets to that point. Either which way, they have multiple like lines of protection, right? And once we kind of get all of that down, it's the people that we work with, the landlords we work with, it's just been a no-brainer for them. And we've even had one of them come out to check one of the carpets because we thought there might have been a slab leak, but it wasn't. That's a whole different other story. The tenants were running the AC way too low, and
it was
condensation, and where the tile meets the carpet was causing the wet to leak into the carpet. And so we found out that it was user error. But the landlord came out, and we ended up getting that all sorted. We got it all fixed and everything. That family's moved out. But he had actually made the comment on how thrilled they were that they came to him coming to the home, seeing it in such good condition, that we really did honor what it is that we had told them in the very beginning. He called his wife and told his wife, and then she texted Dominique and was like, I just want to say thank you so much for taking so good care of the home. And so, yeah, it's been a great experience. We love it. And I think it's a great way to cash flow pretty quickly.
I don't know if that answered your question.
Did I answer your question, or am I missing something?
That's great. And I too just want to touch on what you said. I think it is so important to bring the landlords in and show them, because I feel like sometimes ours are like, we want to move back in here. This is amazing. But it's good for them to see it. So when it comes around to time to renew your lease, or if they're a little unsure about something, it puts them at ease right away. They're like, wow, this place looks amazing. I mean, you can definitely send the card website or the pictures and photos, which I think everyone should, because that I feel like puts the landlords at ease. This is a great situation. And like you
Yeah.
said, we're coming in often to check on the property, and our business demands that your home looks amazing. So we're taking care of it. So I think that's really
And
great.
they're also partnering with you guys in helping their neighbors, like a displaced family in their neighborhood. You get to play a part in that. You know,
that's actually what I was going to say, Jason. One of our landlords, we have a family that had a fire, and he doesn't live nearby at all. He lives in Austin, so he's much further. And he would happen to be in town, and he was like, hey, can I run by and, you know, is there any mail for me? I was like, we have a family in there, but I kind of explained, and he immediately, oh my gosh, okay, well, I'm glad that they're in my home. I'm glad you're helping them. You know, he was so appreciative. He felt like he was helping.
Yeah.
No, it's such a sweet industry where obviously it's horrible what happens to these families in their homes and the catastrophe that they go through. And some are absolutely heartbreaking and devastating with like human lives that are lost. But it's just neat to play a part in like housing the families. And it's a win for them that they get a place to stay in. And then the landlords are thankful that you guys are renting it. And then you guys win because you're furnishing it and making money on it. And so it's I don't know, and we're helping the relocation companies place the families. So it's just, I don't feel like there's very many industries where like everybody's thankful in the situation. And so it's really been cool.
And even to add to your point, Kelly, I think that's for us personally, because we do have a faith and that drives a lot of our decisions. That is actually one of the things that we loved the most about IMTR specifically, because we were able to help families in need in a time of need, and we're able to be there for them. And even that specific family, I mean, we had to go in person to sign the lease with them because the relocation company wanted like a wet signature. But she was so thankful. The wife was like, oh my gosh, I saw you had a crock pot and I wanted to cry. Like just the little
how
things.
many Airbnbs you've been in without crock pots?
Yeah, but
I didn't know they didn't have them there.
But even like that situation, it's those little things that we take for granted, that they're just so thankful that you're helping them and that you're able to even provide a place for them to stay. And so that's been probably, yes, it's great to make money. I know you say this all the time, Kelly. It's great. You're benefiting from it, but ultimately we're able to help them.
Yeah. There's a lady that they want to meet up for coffee and chit chat and everything, that stayed in one of our homes. And Dominique went to go grab something that they had accidentally taken from them. And she, what did she say to you when she saw you? She was like,
she took one of our blankets, and I'm like, we have to show this house tomorrow. I don't have time to order a new one. So I just text her, hey, do you happen to have our blanket? This is what it looks like. So I met her she was getting her nails done, and she was like, hi, my new friend.
And I'm like, whoa, okay, all right.
Yeah, I know it is sweet because you find them and they're in such a vulnerable, hard season. And just sometimes being a listening ear to what they're navigating with their insurance, sometimes nonsense. I don't know. Some of ours, like I just sit on the phone with them and listen. I'm like, yeah, that is so hard. I can't even imagine. But it's also neat to have some insight now of like, did you ask about this? Or this is what you probably are able to get. Informing them as well is really, I mean, there's a balance, obviously. We don't want insurance companies hating us, but I'm like, no, this is what you're entitled to. You should know about it. And so that part's been really sweet. But yeah, we have some friends actually who have stayed with us they're now friends who were families that stayed with us. And it is sweet. It's really a fun part of it too.
Yep.
I love it. So I want to talk about anything that's next. Where are you guys headed next? I know your wheels are always spinning. Do you guys have any desire for more properties, or?
We do.
With what you got going on?
So we're both mixed. I'm the go-getter, and I'm like, let's do 10. Like, let's just go for it. Right. She's more like, let's go to a place where we can manage and not get overwhelmed. So I think honestly, 2 more, maybe at least.
I wouldn't put a number on it.
Yeah, I guess we wouldn't put a number on it. I think it's one of those things that once you get another one, you realize. I mean, like if you were to ask me at 1, can you handle 3 right now? I would have told you no, because we just don't know. And even when we had the one, we soon realized, man, we want 2. Like we can do this. Okay, okay, we had 2. Okay, we can do 3.
What do you say?
It's like having kids.
Yes.
Although I wasn't as ecstatic about jumping into that one even more. For you have 1 or 2 kids, you're like, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're having another one. All righty, here we go.
I have 3. What's 7 more? Right?
So yeah, I mean, we definitely are wanting to get more. I think for us, we want to transition from arbitrage to at least owning as well, so that it's something that is ours.
I guess that would be the next big thing, because can we keep getting into arbitrage properties and cash flow quickly? Yeah, but ultimately, long term, is that what we really want, or do we want to start buying property and getting in that way? So I don't know. I mean, maybe it is get a 1 or 2 more arbitrage and then we start buying, because then we have a lot more cash flow coming in to get into these properties quicker. That's kind of been my plan from the beginning, is to just get into whatever we need to get into to take care of our everyday needs, but then have extra coming in that we can put away towards buying property. And then starting that way, because I do know that once the buying property starts, if we keep buying property moving forward, they don't come necessarily as quickly as getting into a next arbitrage property, where you can just pay off everything that you paid, that you spent to get in a few months. Buying a home is a little bit different, at least from what I've heard. I haven't bought a home, but
well, you're well on your way.
Yeah. And I know we talk in the community a lot about creative financing, and I know sometimes people are worried about, if I don't, I mean, I'm not saying I recommend leaving W-2s, because it's very beneficial to have a W-2 when you're trying to get a loan from the bank, obviously. But with creative financing, it allows you so many more opportunities where you don't have to have the W-2 income to show. And I think that's really exciting too for people.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of ways to get in. So
yeah, and we're not afraid of doing that either. I think after doing this, to me,
creative financing is just another tool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yes, but I actually homeschool as well. So for me, that's why he's like, she's more content sometimes, because then it does add more to my plate. But yeah, we're always, for us, like I said, our faith is everything. So, okay, Lord, where are we comfortable? Where do you want us to push for more? What else do you have? For us, we also have short-term missions on our heart. So that's part of our driving force, is that we want to create this income so that we can get up and go. And last year, we used to live in England for a little while. But last year, we took our boys there. And some people were like, oh, you're going on vacation. We're like, yes and no. We're going to, also do other things. So we want to be able to get up and go. And I know Jackie and Jason, they went to Turkey on a missions trip. They've done, they went to India one year. Like, those are things that we also have on our hearts. This obviously will help be able to fund and fuel that.
Yeah, we did a lot of traveling when we were really young, straight out of high school. We lived in Europe from 17, 18 up till 20, 21. And then came home, had kids and all that other stuff. Having done that early on in life and seeing and traveling, and you want your kids to be able to see stuff like that. And then we also want to make a difference in other people's lives. And there's a lot of communities that need help. There's a lot of things for us to do. And, we want to show our kids that we're living a life of significance and loving other people, and being that example to them is really important to us.
That's so cool.
Let's go.
I love it. Love it.
Love that.
I know that's one of the things that's hard to explain to people. They're kind of like, what do you guys do? But we really can work from our phones from anywhere in the world. And It's pretty incredible. And half the time, well, I mean, you guys can speak to this. The properties, like, you don't hear from people for weeks sometimes, and you're like, I did nothing these last couple weeks. And then you have the issues where, like, the AC went out, we got to get somebody there. But even that is, whatever, an hour or two of back and forth, but then it's handled and you're moving on. And so I love that part. And that's something like our kids are starting to see too, where we can be at every sporting event, we can go on vacation. And now we're figuring out this whole house hacking thing with home exchange. I don't know if you guys have ever used that yet.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Where you can, rent your properties out, get points, and then go travel places. And that has like unlocked my brain of, oh my goodness, we can travel so much more for like nothing. So it's exciting. I love that part.
I was actually going to ask you guys about how has it been managing those properties? Like, what is it? A lot of time? Is it a lot of energy? Like, maybe speak to that a little bit.
I think initially, so I'm the one that handles majority of like the people. I will say with this house in particular, they started at 4 months and then extended all the way to 7.5. So he got his phone number and I had her phone number. So he would kind of text Shayla more technical things and she would text me more of like the little things. In that first month, I think really is when they have more questions, and then you don't hear from them unless something, so, and even they're surprised. We tell them all the time, like, we're available. Obviously we don't want you calling us at 2 a.m. if you don't need to, but we tell them we're available 24/7 if anything were to happen. This house in particular, we're 3 minutes away, like, so even on Thanksgiving, because they moved in November, we had a freeze warning and he couldn't get the hose off to cover the pipe. So Shayla was like, okay, cool. I'll be there in 5 minutes. He's like, no, you don't have to do that. No. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Like,
it's okay.
I'll just handle it.
I'll do it for you.
But he ended up coming outside. We sat in the freezing cold and talked outside for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
With no jackets because I was expecting it to be a quick trip. But, it's okay though.
But either way, it's like, things like that. Okay, it took 20 minutes and that's it. Yeah. Even our most recent, she texts me. I'm like, you've been there a little bit of time. I think it was like 2 weeks in, and she goes, hey, so I thought it was just me. I'm taking cold showers because I'm the last one awake. But I guess it's everyone. And I'm like, what? There was hot water when we left. So we like went that same day. Apparently
it's on vacation mode, or that vacation thing where it's just not burning really hot, and all I had to do is kind of turn it and we were good. But
but it's little things. It's been nothing.
It's
crazy.
Little things. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's really been anything major that
you guys really probably, because you've done it so much longer, have more crazy stories.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just more of just the difference between like doing a short-term Airbnb model versus a midterm model is, you're right. You hear from them probably the first couple weeks, like ironing out all the kinks, learning the house. And then after that, it's like, do you want to extend? Or, like there's very little communication, or maybe like schedule a cleaning or whatever. But that's what we love about it is we know that it's a family in the neighborhood. We know that they own a home and they've had something horrific happen to that home, but we also know they're highly motivated to get back into their home. So they're thankful to be in a house and not a hotel room, majority of the time. So it's just the communication back and forth. When people think midterm, I don't think they realize that it's more of a like long-term relationship, and you're sort of like nurturing and kind of get to know somebody, rather than just a totally different mindset when it comes to like Airbnb or short-term rental. So, and you can do it from anywhere. You can do it from your phone. You can go on vacation. And because if you've established that relationship already, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's also nice to have, the fact that we have contacts on hand to handle certain things. We actually recently joined a a local business group, and there's a lot of local contractors that are willing to do, the type of work that we really need, that's of quality work. We met with an insurance guy with, was it Farmers? And he handles people directly, and he sat down for coffee with us, and he took all of our information down, and we give him all of our stuff on our homes, and we let them know when they're available. So now we have contacts directly with these guys on the insurance side who have direct access to the adjusters. So yeah, it's been
but I think what you were getting at with that is we also met like electricians and plumbers.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
So we, are able to just call them in a pinch if we really needed someone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know, that's what I always say too, like building up the first one that, you're learning as you go. You really don't really learn it till you're doing it yourself. And learning like how things to change and things to work on. And even with the house, like the first guest that you have will tell you all the things that you need to fix or make better. But then, like we've said, you create that card welcome website, and then you just add those things in there. And I feel like we get not nearly as many calls now when people move into the house, because it's all lined in our website of what to figure out, how to do things. But I feel like these guests are usually really gracious too with things that go wrong with your home, because they've already had something major happen. And so there's more understanding. They're more patient. Like they know what it's like to have a plumber come out, that it may take days, or, I mean, usually not days for a plumber, but you know what I mean? Things can take longer where it's not immediate. And so they're usually understanding. Now, I will say on the flip side, because I don't want to make it like everything's butterflies and rainbows, there can be guests who are a little challenging and a little more needy, or don't take care of things as well as you would or expect that they would.
Walk that tightrope.
And that's why we have good insurance. For proper insurance, which is incredible as well. We love them. But it is life. Yeah. And for every one hard one, there's many more great, way more amazing families.
So I got a question. If there were somebody who's on the fence about doing this, and they were maybe in the position that you guys were in, like kind of skeptical, like this is too good to be true, don't really know if I believe this, what would you say to that person now? And then maybe if you feel comfortable, maybe sharing some of your margins with the 3 properties that you have, like what your rent is and what you guys make on a claim.
Yeah. I would say for the people that are on the fence that are saying, is this too good to be true? I think the question really that they're asking is will it work for me? And I think that's the most appropriate thing that's what they're really asking. And I think it really comes down to, do they have enough of belief in themselves to jump out of the boat and swim with everybody else? I say to trust yourself and take that risk and jump out into the water with everyone else. There's a lot more people out there. Even if you don't know how to swim, there's people out there that'll teach you how to swim. That's not a big deal at all. And you don't sometimes realize that until you're on the other side. And, I would say to go all in. Like I've procrastinated for so long, and we talk about it all the time. We wished we had done it earlier. I wish we had done it months or a year earlier. I'm not sure if Vetted was around.
It was.
Was it around? Oh yeah, she knows. It was. So I honestly, if we can go back, I would do that and jump in much earlier than I did. So yeah. And then you can talk on margin if you want to do that.
Okay, so what do you want to know?
Just like average monthly rent and then average cash flow for 3-year properties, just so the listeners have an idea.
So the average monthly rent for our 3 homes, because they're all very comparable in size, is about $2,800.
You're in Texas, reminding people, in Texas.
We're in Texas.
Your
rent is still cheaper than buying. So yes, so we're in Texas. So the average home, again, all of them, 2 of them are roughly 2,200 square feet. The other one's a little bit larger. It's like 2,450. So not much different. So that's like the medium, 2,800 is what we pay for the 3 of them.
Overhead's roughly what, 35-ish?
So all in, what we roughly do every month is 3,500 overhead. So that includes the rent, the utilities, the lawn care, the pest control, the internet, our insurance, which we use through Proper. And I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. That's it. Our pest control guy is quarterly. So like some months it's a little bit higher, some months it's lower, but that's like the average. And then I would say, let me see, I got a calculator real quick. So this home that we're in right now, the most we've gotten is 88. The next booking after that was just slightly under because it was just a month to start. And so we've kind of learned as we go. So we adjust price based on
market
length and market.
Well, market and length. I mean, if all of our competition all already around us we're the highest one in the entire area and we're not getting phone calls or anything like that, then we adjust accordingly. But we do have tiers.
So I think that's the biggest thing is that always learning to be flexible. So just because we got 88 the first one doesn't mean I'm going to stay and be like hard nosed. That's what I want. We're flexible. So the next
don't get me wrong. We did in the begining. Yes. We were like, oh no, 88. That's just it. And that's it.
And then we learned because we went 1 month vacant on our second house.
Yeah.
So I would much rather have it booked than sitting. So I'm going to be more flexible. So the next one was a little bit less, but I would say like overall, this house averages closer to 88. So with the margin of 35, that means this house in particular is profiting us about 5,300. I usually just for my numbers, I'm like $5,000.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So our second house, because that's with our fire family right now, and their initial term was for 9-month booking. The insurance was a bit more hard-nosed with us because they didn't want them to go over their budget if they have to extend. So we did have to come down considerably. But again, I'd rather have it booked than not booked.
Yeah, because we're not having to think about it. And they've been pretty self-sustaining. We haven't had hardly any calls from them at all.
So that one, let me do my quick, I guess I'm doing my phone and I'm like, it's in my face on my computer.
Love the exact numbers.
Okay, so that
She'll
one.
She'll give it to you. I mean, she gave you the cents on the last ones.
I have it as a whole number, okay? That one is roughly $3,340 in profit after all of our expenses. So again, yes, it's less, but it's a 9-month booking.
So what's the ranking bid on that? I can't do the reverse math without my calculator.
Okay. So that one actually was a little bit different. That one we booked for, it's 6,300, but no utilities.
Okay.
So they have to pay all utilities. So that was part of the negotiation
that
from
was
insurance.
Was like, we are not paying their utilities, so don't even include it in the cost. What's our cost without it? So.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really, I felt bad for them. I really did. I was trying to get everything included and just work it in. But they were just being very strict. So we said, okay. And they had already moved. We were their third relocation.
Yeah, they moved them 3 times. And then they were moving them into a fourth one, which was, I think it was, 3,000 square feet. So it was bigger. I want to say it was a 2-story home, but they still have to pay for the utilities on that. So I know that the utilities in that home would have been astronomically more.
Well, and actually,
they actually saved more.
Yeah, and it was going to be a vacant house, and they were going to have to rent furniture. So it was like so much logistics. So we just didn't want to have them to move more. Mm-hmm. So that one is that's our lowest profiting house right now, but it's still profiting more than a long-term rental.
Yeah, by a long shot.
And then our third house, we only just got in June, like middle of June. So it's only technically been booked for maybe a month and a half. And that one, we got, I think the first booking, it wasn't a full month, but like it would have been 79 a month, 7,900. But it was like 22 days or something. And then this next one, the family just moved in today, and that one we went a little lower, and so it's 75.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're still, netting $4,000.
Yeah.
Crushing.
That's awesome.
Just crushing. Love it. Way to go, guys. Well, like I always do, like when we wrap up one of these sessions, I always like to ask what you guys are most excited about just in the coming season of life.
Doesn't have to just be business. It can be personal as well.
I was going to say, what part?
What part are you thinking?
There's no. I know.
Number 5.
I was going to say TMI, like, no, not us, actually, because Jackie and Jason just had a baby. They keep joking with us. Come on, you guys are still young.
Everybody keeps joking with us.
Yeah.
Come on. Your parents had 5. You're right there.
It's because we have 4 boys.
Yeah.
We have no girls. So everyone asks us. But no, that's not what we're most excited about.
No, it's not.
We are not trying for a 5th.
No.
Honestly, I think for me, it's just being able to, what's been on my heart this year is to do another missions trip. So it's being able to actually go and take the boys, and that we don't have to ask for the time off for work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I would agree with her on that. I am looking forward to another property or 2. Personally, that's what I really want to get done before the end of the year.
He had a quota in January for December.
Yeah, I did. You set the quota high because usually you don't hit that, but if you set it high enough, you'll at least get, a much closer. You would have set it low.
And you hit it, you get a bonus, right? So
Yeah, a new set of golf clubs. That's what it is. No, it's not really it, but that's what I would like for her to do. But I have to negotiate a little bit more. I haven't quite got it yet, but.
Well, you guys have been amazing. I know I can speak for Kellie. You are such a vital part of the Vetted Homes community, and we're so thankful for just all the value that you guys have brought to us. When we do our onboarding calls every week, I always tell new people, there's 95 members in our community, and there's 94 that are smarter than me or more valuable than me. But honestly, it's the Vetted Homes community that really we're most proud of. Honestly, it's just a bunch of like-minded people who are going above and beyond in helping people in their greatest time of need. And you guys are a walking example of that. Your success has been so fun to watch, and we are so proud of you guys. And we thank you very much for just sharing your story with us and taking the time to get into the details. But before we sign off, is there anything that you want to say at the very end? If not, totally fine.
I'd say, like we were talking about earlier, if you're on the fence, just jump in, just do it. It's been such a blessing to my family and I, and honestly, we don't know where we would be right now had we not done that. Like I said earlier, I talk about I wish I would have done it earlier, because you often think about what it could have been, but you can't live there. But at the same time, don't do what I did and pass up on an opportunity where you could be so much further along a year from now if you'd have just said yes.
I love that. That's great advice. I know I'm always like trying to encourage people. It's scary to step out and do things, but you don't know what's out there. You gotta sometimes just have the faith to step out and go for it. And so it's been encouraging to watch you guys do that, and now seeing your success, which I know will continue. And I love how you guys love families so well when they're in your homes. And so it makes me proud when I'm like, I got this vetted home, and it really is really vetted home to pass along. So we're thankful for you guys, and thanks for sharing everything. And we're just excited to have you guys a part of it.
Yep. And if you want to learn more about Vetted Homes and what we're all about, you can click the link at the bottom in the description, and maybe you can even catch the McCarthys on the leaderboard. I don't know. They got a massive lead, but yeah.
Yep.
We'll,
And if you
we'll maintain that lead.
Right. And if you want to talk to Shaler and Dom, they're willing to talk to some of you. So you can click on, I think the link will be down there. If not, reach out to us.
Yes.
We'll give that to you as well. So thank you guys for your time as well. We love you guys.